What's going on, everybody? Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of UnSKripted. Listen, it's Wednesday morning, and you know what that means. I have some of the biggest, the baddest, the best wrestlers of today and yesteryear, and this night is no different. Listen, man, I've been doing this thing for 10 years as a journalist, and I've learned how to make a lot of know how to make quick adaptations, quick adjustments. And that's exactly what we did tonight. We were supposed to have, of course, former world champion, and there was some really, really bad connection issues. And so as a site, Sports Kid, I apologize for that. So I was going around, I was like, you know what, man, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give the people what they want still. And I thought of one person. I know this person lives on the West Coast. I said, you know what? I've got a West Coast friend that might be still up and can still go with me this early in the morning. And so I texted this West Coast friend, and he said, yeah, I'm up. And I said, hey, you got a quick minute so we can do some Q&A? And he said, yeah. And I said, you know what, man, he always comes through for me, man. So I appreciate this guy very, very much. Without further ado, former WWE Tag Team Champion, and I don't care what anybody says, he looks so good to me. Rico Constantino, how are you tonight?
Hey, everybody.
On duty, man. On location, my man.
On location.
Yes, indeed,
Yeah.
man. Yes.
I retired from the police department, like I told you. In July, an opportunity came up to work for an insurance company. So I'm their road supervisor and accident investigator, risk management, and loss prevention.
Wow.
And I said, that's pretty good. But I run all the Bell limousines, Whittlesey Henderson taxis, all the house limos for Caesar's Palace, Venetian, Palazzo, Bally's, Planet Hollywood, Presidential, Captain. Wow. These are all the people, executive, Ewing and Walker tow truck. So these are all the people I have to supervise, basically.
Busy man. Very busy man.
I work a swing yard. I call it swing yard. 4 p.m. to at least 4 a.m., if not further, depending on an accident or an insurance problem.
Yeah. Wow. Do you find it, is it enjoyable?
Oh, I'm in my element. You can't keep me in a box. I have too many acronyms to keep me in an office.
There you go. I like it. Yeah. Awesome, man. You ready to dive into these questions, man?
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. Your opinion on the Billy and Chuck wedding segment?
My opinion, I think that was one of the best segments, best kayfabe segments of all time. If that had been on Raw and done live instead of SmackDown, that'd have been it. I mean, Vince and the team that was part of it kayfabed everybody in the back. Eric came to taping dressed like that. Vince brought him in his limousine. Vince served him food and catering. He ran around all day like that. Nice to meet you. He stayed in character all day.
Nice. I love it. Good stuff. Guillermo's also asking, how was working with Ric Flair?
Oh, legend. I mean, a superstar, icon. The great Ric Flair. I had the privilege of getting to wrestle him.
Yeah.
What else can you say? I mean, that's a high point in anybody's career. I mean, umpteen time. Last I heard 16-time world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
It was an honor for me.
Was he easy to work with backstage?
Oh, backstage, he's just very calm. In the ring, very calm. Yeah. But those chops do hurt.
Yes, indeed. Knife edge indeed. Absolutely.
Knife edge.
Yep.
And sold my stuff real good too.
Yeah. Flair has a knack for aiming to make other people look good in the ring. So that's something that he definitely
I'm glad that
has.
was his aim that night.
Yes, indeed.
He's a
Absolutely.
professional.
He is.
He's a professional. I mean, what else can you say?
Yep. Aaron is asking, what's your experience like on American Gladiators? Did you ever play the video game? It was his favorite game as a kid.
No, I never played it because I did the real Gladiators. That hurt enough. It's a little different than wrestling. It's a true competition. To get chosen out of 12 to 15,000 people nationwide and then to go win it in your season, that's, a lot of people don't know it takes 10 hours to do 1 hour show. Wow. It's a whole day. It takes 10 hours. And my martial arts helped me in that because I got psyched up for an event. And then I went back and I calmed down and just meditated and waited for the next event. And then Larry Zonka would come in and go, okay, Rico, you got 5 minutes. And whether it was joust, powerball, the wall, atmosphere, I would psych myself up in that 5 minutes and go to town.
As many times as we've talked, I never asked you this question, which I'm really interested in asking you. So I used to be a huge fan of the Gladiators. I used to watch it every Saturday night. I even loved the jingle.
Yeah.
So please explain to me how the setup looked. Where was it? Where was it aired at? California or Florida?
When I was there, they was doing it at Universal Studios.
Okay, gotcha.
And they used to have to filter crowds in and out because it was a 10-hour day.
Yeah, that's in Orlando, right?
No, that was Hollywood.
Yes.
The live show. Yeah, the live show was in Orlando.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was in Hollywood, and so how Universal Studios? How do they have the setup? Did they just have because how they had the camera made it look like it was just some big endless building, but how small was the room to have the eliminator and the joust and all of that, all the obstacles?
Well, it was a big endless room. The wall was hid in the back because that was always there, and in between events, between like joust, powerball, the football, wrestling, they would bring those events out and have to build them, except the wall, and they had to build the eliminator. They built it because it was all in the back, and they had stage crews. That's what took a lot of time too. Then OSHA would have to come in and inspect all the equipment to make sure it was okay. Powerball was easy because you just threw the mat down. Atmosphere was easy. You threw the mat down. You had the little pod you had to get in. The football and the wrestling was easy because that was it.
Breakthrough and Conquer.
Breakthrough Conquer, and then Assault with the tennis ball, they had to build that. And then the year after my spring season, the spring season, you had to do Hang Tough, which we had Atmosphere, the gerbil balls, and they had Hang Tough, the swinging thing in the spring. So that's what took a lot of time too.
Okay, so that makes sense. So it was 10 hours because they had to literally build the course, take the course out, build the course, and y'all had to just kind of sit back and psych up during that time while they're courses. Okay, very interesting.
Right. And
I never knew that. That's cool.
Yeah, they filmed the spring and the fall season simultaneously. Me and my male counterpart, the female and female counterpart for the fall went, and then they filmed the male's spring and then the female spring, all side by side.
Wow.
So that's that and building it. That's what took so long.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know how to calm down or preserve, that's why you saw people later on in the show, like after the fourth event, they started getting run down, getting tired. And the last event takes the most out of you. Running up the reverse treadmill, the hand bike, running along that beam, the tackle dummy, cargo net. The zip line was the easy part. And then the paper, Lady and the Tiger. 3 gladiators, 4 doors.
Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting stuff. Prete is asking, have you been following AEW, which AEW stars have impressed you?
Well, Cody Rhodes, definitely. Young Guns. Dustin, always. I worked with Dustin. He can tell a story. I don't get to watch much, like I said, with this new job. I work 4, sometimes 5 days a week, and I work at least 12 to 13, 14 hours a day. You know, and my days off, I just turned 60 October 1st.
Congratulations, man. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I made it.
Yeah, still look great for 60, man. So
thanks. I got to thank Mom and Dad for that.
Very nice. Let's see, a few more. How was it working with RVD? Was he cool backstage?
Fantastic. He was great. I still talk to him to this day. He calls me once in a while. I call him. I'm still talking to RVD.
Nice. DJ Eric with the $5 super chat, and even if I miss questions, know that the super chats will always get some love here on the show. Miss you, big brother Rico. DJ Eric says.
Yeah, DJ Eric.
Nice. Did you have a chance to ever work with CM Punk?
No, I left prior to him coming in.
Okay.
Can you believe it's been 16 years?
Wow, it has been that long, hasn't it? Wow.
16 years.
Time flies. Wow. Rich is asking, how was All Japan Pro Wrestling? Did you enjoy your time there?
Yes, I was a bull. We were the first Americans to win the All Asian titles. I won it on my first night. They work hard. They work stiff until you kind of teach them a little respect. And then excuse me. You earn your stripes there, and if you don't give what they give you, what you get, you're going to end up being very sore after every ring match.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the fans over there are fantastic.
Yes. Riju's asking any great Star Maker Bolin stories. He used to manage you.
Star Maker is the Star Maker. He was the only one that believed I could go from top babyface to top heel. And he had to convince Cornette of that. And he did. My gosh. He says, I'm giving you 6 weeks. And if he ain't a heel but 6 weeks, I'm taking him back to babyface. It took all of 3. And Kenny got me over as a heel.
Yeah.
Especially when I called him Dad. And the funny thing is, he's only a year older than me. I called him Dad in a promo.
Yeah.
And we hugged. And I used to do the Rocky, before the match, go to the corner and start praying in the corner as a heel. Oh, them people in Kentucky gone bonkers.
Yeah. Yeah. And, at that time, Cena was kind of really coming to life with his promos too, as the prototype. It was actually pretty good at that time with his promos.
Well, Cena was always a good talker.
Yeah.
Me, all 3 of us could talk in our own way. I think the only difference between Cena and myself is I used Kenny to my benefit. Sometimes Cena in the promos would lash out at Kenny, cut him down.
Yeah.
And you don't do that to your manager.
Yeah, that's true.
But that was the only difference between, and Cena was a good talker anyway.
Absolutely.
And we were wrestling tag team. I said, what do you want to do? He goes, Rico, you do all the fancy stuff. All I want to do is kick, stomp, punch. That's all I want to do. And that's what he did. Kick, stomp, punch.
Yes.
And talk.
For a lot of his career, he's kick, stop, punch, and talked. Hunter is asking, do you ever want to come back to WWE if they ask you?
I'd like to maybe do a Royal Rumble run-in.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, don't forget, guys. I mean, I'm 60. That's young, but it's my mileage.
Yeah.
And any of you seen my Wikipedia between uh, American Gladiators, the Power Team, France, Conquer Fort Boyard, bodyguarding, police work, stuntman playing Batman, stuntman in the Conan show, and then WWE. Eh, the Lord says you must treat your body as a temple. And
Yeah.
that doesn't mean just stay off of drugs and alcohol.
Very important.
Yes.
Let's see, a couple more, and then I'll let you go, man. Thanks again, once more. Oh yeah, speaking of old people looking good, 58-year-old Billy Gunn, man. Thoughts about him
Yes.
still wrestling in 2021, man. He's jacked and 58, looks like he's in his 30s.
Yeah. I got to meet him at when the AEW came here when Cody and Dustin went at it
Yeah.
when they came here years ago. And yeah, Billy still looks great.
Yeah.
Still performs like he's a young kid.
He does.
He's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
But like I said, I got a lot of props to him for my career starting out as a stylist because I barely knew how to wrestle. And then they bring me in as a manager. And I was like, I don't know how to manage. And Billy says, don't worry, kid, I got you. And I'm 40 years old and he's calling me kid.
Yeah. It's funny how younger people can call older people kid based on their time in the business. You know what I mean? And so you're a kid and you're actually older than Billy Gunn is.
Yeah. Well, if that's true, I'd have been an infant.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Real quick, Ricky's asking, did you ever get a chance to meet The Rock? And the answer is yes. What is he like?
Oh, he was fun. He loved my character. He said I made him laugh.
Nice.
So Dwayne was always Dwayne's a class act anyway. Yeah, he's a class act. I was, I saw him in Hawaii. In fact, I wrestled on the same card he wrestled in Hawaii. And they love him over there.
Any Rock stories before we go that you can remember?
Well, no, I wasn't that close. I was kind of closer to Taker because I do goofy things.
Oh, okay.
Did I tell you the makeup story with him yet?
I think so, but say it again though. It's all right for this crowd.
We're getting ready to do TV taping, and here comes the dead man, and that's the man in the locker room. That's him. He runs everything. So I'm putting on my Rico, the Adrian Street character makeup with the glitter and everything, and I'm in the locker room bathroom, and in comes dead man, and he's coming in, he's putting on that little eyeliner under his eyes, and he's got one done. He's doing it real clever. He steps back, he looks at it. And I'm over there dabbing the stuff on. And I look at him in the mirror and I go, you can use some of mine if you'd like. He went, no. And he turned around and walked away. And he just kept shaking his head, no.
Yeah.
And he went away.
Taker was really, until like the past couple of years or so when he like stepped out of the ring, Taker was really like kayfabing. Like he was really serious about his character, wasn't he?
Yeah, but what made him so amazing for all these years, he kept reinventing himself.
Yeah.
Kept doing it, and my big thing was to always try to get him to pop.
Yeah.
If I could get him to laugh, that was always trying to get him to laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a win. Yeah. It's like getting Taz and Cole to pop in the ring. 'Cause I never told them what I was going to do. If I got Taz to pop, and I knew that was good.
Very nice.
Especially when I kissed Bubba in the mouth.
Before we go, give us a quick rundown before. I think you had a lot of buzz about the last time you talked to me. You were talking about a couple times ago when you talked to me, you were talking about the Royal Rumble kind of formatting. And last time I talked to you during the Royal Rumble season, you said a few interesting things. You gave us the backstage secrets about the Royal Rumble as far as the people who come in as kind of like the fillers. So pay attention to someone who's maybe on the other side of the ring of someone, because they're purposely trying to keep each other away from each other until the elimination comes in and things like that. Kind of give us a little bit more kind of secrets, top secrets of the Royal Rumble format.
Well, I only did a few of them, but like I said, there's the main match. I mean, the main story they want to get off is whoever's going to win it. And like I said, we always work backwards. We don't work from the beginning of the match to the end. It's always the end backwards. Yep. So they get the main storyline, and then you have sub storylines, and then you try to develop feuds in between that for later on to build all the way up to go through WrestleMania. And then you got us, which is fillers. We're there just to go, okay, the ref tells you, you got to know when to go out. If an injury happens, you got to know to step up. If somebody goes out on accident, or just doesn't grab the rope and he goes out prior to his, then you got to remember what he does. So everybody goes over what everybody does in case the unexpected happens. So we're not caught with our pants down, basically. But that's basically it. Everybody's got to be on their toes. Everybody's got to be in their spot. And like I said, the main match is first, and we work backwards from that. So now, I don't think I said that the last time.
Yeah, do all the participants know who's going to win the Royal Rumble match?
Oh, yeah, of course. We work from the end back.
Yeah. Okay.
We all know not to go high, like, say, Kurt Angle. Yeah. We know not to hit Kurt Angle with any of our signature moves or do anything to hurt him prior to the end. Don't all of a sudden jump off the second rope and try to mini moonsault him and break his arm like he did to Bob Holly. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you protect those guys, let them get their stuff in, be a punching pad until it starts going. It's kind of hard with, like, if Big Show gets there and he starts cleaning everybody out and he's standing there.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's, or Big Show being there. Then you get 4 guys on Big Show to keep him in one spot.
Yeah, exactly.
You see? And then you put over his size and his strength.
So interestingly, come the Royal Rumble's only in a few weeks. So the one who's getting the less bumps may either be in the final 4 or winning the whole thing. That's something you should observe.
Yeah,
I'm taking the less bumps. Okay, interesting.
Well, if you put it like that, yeah, the one that's doing well, I don't know. Shawn Michaels was good at it, and he just worked the whole Rumble.
Yeah,
and all depends on what kind of physical person it is. I mean, who was it that was winning number 1 and ended up winning it?
Mysterio
that's happened.
Did. I think Benoit was like 2 or something.
Yeah, I was going to say Benoit.
Yeah,
he was 1 and won it. So it depends on your athletic ability. What do you do? And I'm sure in the middle they got to rest before the finish, before the going home part. But they started it out strong, then they came back a little bit in the middle, and then they finished. They went home strong. But you're trying to do something with that. This guy lasted all 30 guys or 29 guys.
Yep.
So that's a different story, but it's been done. It's interesting. It's a lot. I think they have 3 or 4 road agents on it with Vince, thinking up things and helping people. Like, they split us up. The main eventers, semi-main eventers, mids, and the fluff stuff. Just the guys that are extras, just to take up the place.
Right. Good stuff, my man. Well, let the listeners know what you're up to nowadays. Again, Benoit was 1. He lasted for 1 hour, 1 minute, and 30 seconds, 6 eliminations. I think the Big Show was the last person he eliminated, if I'm not mistaken. He got up.
Well, see, he worked up for that one.
Yeah. Yep. Cool, man. Well, thanks again. Thanks so much for continuing to just be there for me, my man, and come through when I need you, man. You've always done that, and you'll always be a dear friend to me, man.
Ditto, doctor.
Thank you very much. Very
That's
much.
the first time I got to say that to you on
Yeah,
camera.
absolutely. Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas. I'm proud of you, Doc.
Thank you so much,
Way to go.
Rico. I appreciate it.
So
man.
much love, and God bless you and your family and all your fans out there. Thank you for thinking of me. Like I said, I've been gone 16 years, and I still get mail from everybody. Little 9-year-old had a few cards today, and his father wrote a letter for him, and I signed his little cards. I hope he gets it before Christmas.
Love it.
I mailed them off today.
That's what it's all about, man. Have a good night,
Yeah.
man. Well, still night in your land on the West Coast, man. Enjoy the rest of your shift, man.
Yes, sir. Take care,
All right,
everybody.
You too.
Good night.
Bye-bye.